Hello everyone, my name's David, I'm Premium Blu-rays and I've now got over 100 subscribers. I'm a happy boy. And I'm going to be talking to you this week about some more films that I've seen in the past 7 or 8 days. Seen 9 films, going to talk about 7. Subjects ranging from teen suicide, Chilean old folks home, child abuse on the ski slopes of France, the Tokyo dance scene, and a pop star's best friend is a turtle in one of the movies. Oh, and also an art house wuxia. Can't get more eclectic than that, can't get more interesting than that. And once again, films from all over the world. So my algorithm is going strong. I don't have to think about what film I watch. I just say, right, today's Korea, go to my Letterboxd watch list, sort it by the most popular on Letterboxd, and there it goes. And what I'm seeing is some interesting trends, which I will talk about later. So let's get started. Okay, so I got off to a fantastic start this week. My wuxia film this week was a film called The Assassin from 2015. I had no idea that this was directed by Ho Xiao-hsien, who is a director that I planned to get into, and this was one of his movies and one of his best movies as well, apparently. This was just pure art house wuxia from the get-go. The photography and the ever-changing aspect ratio, started in black and white, went to colour, changed aspect ratio a couple of times, meant that we're, this is serious art house, and I love all that. I'm a big sucker for when a director uses technical wizardry and artistic license to tell a story, and yeah, this is full on. The costumes are fantastic. The lead actress, Shu-Chi, has the most amazing costume I've ever seen. It's an incredible black coat that just swished around with her long black hair, and she looked fantastic and cool, and didn't say a lot, but she just certainly played her part really, really well. The film was pretty engaging as well, actually. It was hard to follow. Some of the plot was hard to follow, to be honest, and a little bit convoluted. But to be honest, the plot to me in this movie was secondary. It was a film that just washed over me, and I just kind of loved the look and the aesthetic of it, and the way it was a couple of scenes that were filmed through fabric with candlelight. There was a scene where one of the wuxia fight scenes was done obscured in a forest. You couldn't quite see what was going on. That was cool. And when you did see a full-on fight scene, it was beautiful and brilliantly done. So I think that it was just one of those films that completely blew me away. I loved it. I would love to see a 4K restoration of this. It looks so good. And I'm really looking forward to see the rest of this guy's work and some more wuxia films. I would just like, if you haven't checked this out, please do. It is slow, it is artsy, it is going to be a film that will be kind of maybe hard work for some people, but it's worth just for it's like watching a painting. Every scene, every shot is like a painting, that kind of movie. So yeah, I loved it. Okay, so South Korea, a film called Bleak Night from 2010, directed by Yoon Sung-hun, who also directed A Time to Hunt, which was a fabulous film that I reviewed a few weeks ago, available on Netflix. This film was also my first taste of opening up a CJ digibook that I've started to collect. I am absolutely in love with, hold on, just hold on, need to make sure it's properly, because it's get the white gloves on, that's right. No, just kidding. Who wear white gloves to handle Blu-rays? I mean, look at these beautiful editions. This is a CJ digibook or digipack edition of Bleak Night. It comes in a really gorgeous slip. It just feels lovely. Artwork's fantastic. And it opens up like this. And, oh, just really lovely edition. So I'm going to be, well, I've already got a few of these to be honest, but I'm going to be collecting as many of these as I possibly can. But the movie itself, yeah, what a great movie. I mean, it's not a crowd pleaser, you know, tackling subjects like bullying and teen suicide. Reminding me a little bit of the film After My Death, which deals with teen suicide from the female perspective. This is from the male perspective, and it is about this is a film about a father actually who wants to find out why did his son commit suicide. His son was a bully in a school, and what's interesting is that this film doesn't really have any answers for you, even though you are expecting it to be neatly tied up towards the end. But I'm not going to give too much away by saying that it does leave you a little bit kind of like, why? And that in itself makes it all the more interesting to me. And the relationships within the movie are very complex. The two lead characters, you're not quite sure whether this is a love affair, a complicated male, you know, power struggle. You're not really sure what's going on a lot of the time, and most of the movie best sequences are with looks and with touch. The spoken word is secondary in this film, and the film hints at things all the time, like, you know, and it does confuse, it does surprise, it does befuddle, but oh my word, it's a really, I mean, I'm looking at my review on Letterboxd. I gave it 4 stars. The more I talk about it, I'm thinking this is moving into 5-star territory. I want to watch it again, and I'm really glad that I did a blind buy with this beautiful edition as well. So it's quite hard to pick up these CJs. They're not cheap. I'm not sure if it's available streaming, so I apologise if it's a film that I'm urging you to watch but you can't watch easily. But hopefully one day it will become available on streaming and you'll be able to enjoy it. But yeah, such a great film. Okay, so this movie was part of my recent films that I wanted to watch from 2020, a film called The Mole Agent, a film set in a old people's home in Chile. So it's a hard sell, but when it was advertised, I saw it as a comedy about a 85-year-old or 90-year-old who becomes a spy, you know, with all the like latest gadgets and stuff. So I thought it just sounds like fun. But it's actually a drama documentary. It starts off as what you think is a drama, and you suddenly see film crew in the background. You think, what's going on? And of course, it's actually a documentary, so very clever. And it follows the story of this older man who goes into the old people's home as a spy to spy on a client's mother to make sure she's being treated fairly and looked after. But it's hard. I think it's a social commentary on the fact, I'm sure it's not just in Chile, but a social commentary on the fact that, you know, parents who work hard all their life to bring up their kids, and their finances and their time and all their energy is put into the children, and then when they reach a certain age or become ill, they put it in an old folks home and they're abandoned. You know, that does happen. So it's a kind of a film about that. And so it might hopefully, you know, reach people who are in that situation, make them think twice. But beautiful little gem, gorgeous little film. Thoroughly recommend it if you can check it out. It's all available to rent on most platforms. Then we move on to my Japanese section for this week, and a film that I watched as part of the Glasgow Film Festival, a film called Dreams on Fire, directed by a Canadian, Philippe Mackay. He's a Canadian, been living in Japan for the last 7 years, working as a filmmaker and a DJ and a club organizer. And this was a strange film because, I mean, I love movies that include dancing. Films like Emma, Climax, Beau Travail. I mean, films that have dancing in them, I just adore for whatever reason. I have no idea. But for the first 45 minutes of this film, I was not really impressed. The dance sequences were good, but it had a kind of amateurish feel about it. The acting, it just didn't feel right. And the lead actress, Bambi Naka, is an actual Japanese dancer, so I guess a first time actress, so maybe that's the reason why it didn't feel quite right. But for some reason, after about first hour, it completely clicked and shifted gear for me personally. I don't really know why. And I soon changed my mind, and I realised that I was watching a film that was kind of a journey through the underworld of Japanese dance scene in Tokyo. And you were seeing all different strands of this, from the kind of like normal to the slightly seedier side. The film's very quirky, the performances are all very quirky, and there was some beautiful technical flourishes as well, great use of slow-mo music, and there were a lot of great dance sequences. So if you are a fan of films like Climax and Emma, then I would recommend this. In the end, I loved it. I think I was like 3.5, 4-star kind of movie, so I would recommend it. I'm not sure we'll get a UK release, to be honest, maybe, but yeah, Dreams on Fire from 2021. So as you know, those of you who've been watching my channel, you will know that I'm on a Shion Sono odyssey. Been watching his films. It started actually a year ago, really slow, but this is probably my 4th film from him, 4th or 5th, and I decided to watch a film of his from 2015 called Love and Peace, which is a PG rating, which is unusual for Sono. So a very different Sono experience for me compared with my previous films. This film is completely crazy. The imagination is completely off the scale. We're talking like, reminding me of Ghibli a lot. It's hard not to like or love this film. The cheesy acting, the amateur special effects are all part of the charm of Sono. And as I say, you did feel like you're watching a live action Ghibli movie. I mean, to give you a flavour, we're talking about a movie where a pop star's best friend is a turtle, and there's scenes that I wouldn't even begin to try and explain. There's puppets, there's Father Christmas, there's oh my word, it's just if I was to talk about the narrative or the plot, it would put you off. It's a Sono film, so it's going to be good. I doubt he's actually made I mean, one of the greatest characters of cinema ever, one of my favourite directors. I'm going to like it, I think, no matter what he does. And I think a world without Shion Sono would be a very, very shallow place, or hollow place. But yeah, I mean, it's best to go in completely cold. It is a safe Sono film. You can watch it with your family if that helps you. But yeah, would recommend it as well. Lots of charm, lots of quirkiness, lots of love. Cheated a bit. Well, I'm cheating a bit actually this week, because there's a film that I forgot to include that I saw before Christmas called House of Hummingbird, a 2018 Korean movie directed by a female Korean director, Kim Bora. The reason why I want to talk about it very briefly is because I love it so much and I keep thinking about it and can't wait to watch it again. The story's pretty slight, to be honest. A coming of age teenage drama. It's got lots of plenty of lovely dramatic flourishes, but I loved it so much for its aesthetic, if I can use that word. It was just, and it also was filmed with digital cameras, and I don't like grain in films. I love digitally made films. The image was so crisp and so gorgeous, and it had some incredible depth of field and use of focus. It's just heavenly, and that gave it kind of a dreamlike quality to the film. And the electronic score also added to that. Reminded me a lot of Virgin Suicides, one of my favourite films of all time. And also the film mainly used static shots as well. So one of those films to check out if you love to watch a film for technical reasons, but at the same time is a really nice drama as well. I just want to recommend House of Hummingbird, and you can pick it up on Region 1, Region A Blu-ray quite easily. My French selection this week is a recent film from 2020 called Slalom, which took me by surprise. I had a vague notion that it was about an inappropriate relationship, but this was a really, I'm actually squirming in my seat talking about it. Very uncomfortable film to watch, but I'm glad I did. You know, it's a film that highlights child abuse, and it was the director, a woman called Charlene Fevier. She wrote the film based on her own experiences, so it's kind of you know, she's got to get her story out, and that respect, I think, you know, it's a good thing to watch a film like this. It was just one of those films that, obviously, with its subject matter, started off actually where you were kind of thinking that, you know, maybe it's going to be a film that alludes to child abuse, and the child abuse being subtle, and you're not actually going to see too much. It's going to be one of those type of films, but no, it went from uncomfortable to downright horrific after about the hour mark. So you have been warned. The lead actress was absolutely mesmerizing. 21-year-old, thankfully, Noe Abita. Stunning performance. Probably one of the best performances I've seen for a long time. Absolute sensation. Yeah, not to say too much. I mean, I'm going to recommend it because I think it's an important film, and it technically also very good. You know, it's just one of those films that, as long as you can know what you're letting yourself in for, you know, then you can watch it with that knowledge. So all I've got to say about it, really. But yeah, I watched it on Curzon Cinema, so I think it's still streaming there. But yeah, I'm not sure it'll be one that I'll watch again. But yeah, I'm going to recommend it. Slalom from 2020. So the last film I saw this week is what I call a film to watch with a wife, a normal film, a suspense comedy on Netflix called I Care a Lot, starring Rosamund Pike. This is a ridiculous film with its narrative. The plot is just really silly and stupid, but it is rip-roaring fun. It's great fun. Really just, you know, one of those films that you just enjoy. And Pike's performance is fantastic. She absolutely owns it. And yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? Really engaging. So I'd recommend, if you want to watch a film with your other half who's not into, you know, artsy-fartsy films like you hopefully are, then I would get to check it out on Netflix. I won't tell you what it's about. Go in blind, enjoy it. You won't regret checking it out. So there we go, another wonderful week. Am I getting lucky, or is my algorithm completely bulletproof? I don't know. But every film I'm watching at the moment is a minimum of a 3-star film. 3-star being good, 4-star being very good. So I'm very pleased with my algorithm, and I'm very pleased with the films I'm watching, and I hope you're enjoying my recommendations, and I look forward to your comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.